Baby, baby.
We are live. Are we live yet?
I think we
Are there people that are coming in?
I think we are. There we go.
We're dealing with foundations. We're dealing with these two cards. Let's talk about these two cards before we put them back in the deck, and we're going to shuffle them in. Okay, because they were pop-outs, you guys.
Pop-outs.
I didn't want to put them down first, so we'll just talk about the energy of these cards.
Okay, so we'll talk about what these cards mean really quickly. Which is interesting because if you guys have been following us, I've kind of been seeing this card as a shadow. It is the Emperor card. Emperor, which is talking about constructions, just in general. Whenever you see the Emperor card, it's usually yang energy.
Right.
It's actually the opposite of water, right? It's kind of like more established, manifesting, construction, building. The male. The Emperor is actually the oldest person out of the Arcana, really. He's got the white hair. You can see even here, a lot of the times in a lot of tarots, he has a longer beard, you know, and he's ready. This guy's even like looking like he's leaning forward, right? He looks like he's like leaning forward a little bit, like what? Like,
right.
You know, like a little bit ready to construct something, ready to do something.
I feel like a lot of you are anxious.
Hi, guys.
Hey. What's she saying? Hi, this is my first time catching you all live. I just love.
Oh, yay.
Hey, LaShondra.
Hi.
Maddie K86.
Thanks for tuning in.
Yeah, thanks for tuning in. This is Providence Tarot. I'm Kendrick.
And I'm Dale.
Okay, so we are doing Pisces June 2018. You guys, Neptune is in your sign right now.
Your ruler is there.
Yes.
Right? Your ruler. The ruler of... what is Neptune the ruler of? Illusions. Right. And it's the ruler of divinity, right? Like it's like a higher divinity. So think about it. It's like the beauty of poetry, and the arts and music. You know, Pisces really does rule music in that way because Pisces is an accumulation of all the signs. And then it also rules drugs, sex.
Yes, you said it.
Like all those kind of like darker kind of parts of alcoholism, all that stuff. That's all part of like Neptune.
Judgment, right.
Yeah.
Right. Judgment, that's Pluto.
Just in general, the sun is in Gemini right now, so you guys are in mutable energy.
Yep.
It's not coming from that depth of the subconscious that you work with. Now we're dealing with more frontal, kind of still in the frontal lobe, you know, temporal lobe area. And we're analyzing things, you know, which is kind of what you do too, but you analyze emotions, you know, you analyze intentions and emotions, and you guesstimate how somebody might feel before, after, or during a situation. Whereas Gemini is more like the experimentation of things.
Right. Yeah.
Okay,
yeah. So, you know, you got the Queen of Cups too next to the Emperor. So some of you are feeling intuitive. Some of you are actually, you know, maybe even nurturing other people because, you know, you really work well with this energy right here. Or some of you are actually just feeling very emotionally drawn to someone.
Yeah. There could be a person, there could be a queen in your life or a queen in your life. Okay. Right. And there's someone there that has this kind of like emotional maturity, someone that you go to feel nurtured. You know, Pisces has a very deep desire to feel nurtured. A lot of the times you're coming from a very deep pain, and it's almost glamorized suffrage with Pisces, right? You know, it can be so alluring and so beautiful to be in that place of suffrage, even because it kind of takes you to this kind of like unrealistic. I mean, you guys aren't really human anyway. You guys are like almost extraterrestrial in a good way, you know, because it's like Pisces is really on a whole nother level with emotions and with things a lot of the times.
Because all your cards keep popping out. The moon done popped out.
Pisces, there's your card right there.
Jupiter has popped out. Your other planetary ruler, the Wheel of Fortune. So, Neptune is in your sign.
Neptune is in your sign. It's in its home. Right? This is the way things are. This is the way things should feel and be, right? Also, sometimes when a planet is at home, it's a little bit debilitated a little bit because it's so relaxed. It's almost like not really, you know, or you could be getting the full potential out of the situation. It depends on what other aspects are going on with you.
Kiss McCrae, a Pisces moon. Wow.
Pisces moon. Hi. Well, we're Cancer moons. So we're very, 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 very compatible with each other. Probably the most compatible with the water aspects. Yeah. Hi.
Hey, y'all.
Okay.
You're always dealing with Virgo energy, Pisces.
Of course you are.
Virgo is always dealing with Pisces energy, and it is just so magnetic right now with y'all. And that could be because Neptune is in your sign. You know, and Neptune doesn't really move very fast. He moves very slow. So you guys who are alive right now in this lifetime as Pisces, you are like among very few people in this modern day and age who will actually have Neptune be in their sign. So it's really significant. What are you going to do with that? How are you going to use your imagination to take your life to the next level of what your expectations are? If you feel like you're unhappy with something, how can you imagine not being in that situation? How can you imagine yourself being in your ideal situation? Because you guys are very idyllic.
Right. Let's take it even further to the first card that revealed itself, which I was talking about, which is the Emperor.
Right.
And let's say, how are you going to construct the things that you want in this life? And these, you know, it's great to be able to create these imaginative situations and to glamorize life and to make the mundane really, really glamorized in some way. But at the same time, it's like you want to solidify your dreams. You want to actually feel like you are achieving your goals, you know? And then it's not about masking things over or washing things over and painting them. It's like the reality is.
Did you just say balancing?
Did I say balancing?
Like balancing and goals and something? I don't know. I think you might have said that. And just as you said that, the Libra came out. Are some of you dealing with the Libra? I know some of you are.
Okay. So, yeah, a lot right now is talking about relationships, right? All, of course, with Venus being in Cancer right now. Yeah. So, what's going on? Let's get into a reading with you guys and see what's happening.
This is Mercury in Aquarius.
That's Mercury in Aquarius.
So, you guys need to start thinking outside of the box, okay? Far out. You guys.
Some of you are trying to leave or go somewhere and do something, right? I mean, that's about that person's obviously en route, and it's all water and air. There was like no earth around, really. The earth is like the routine of it is not really clear. In that situation.
Right. You said routine, and they got Mercury. They got Mercury and Virgo, the Eight of Pentacles.
Right.
That routine.
Right. Well, and I think it's about, well, in that case, it's definitely about changing everything, changing your routine, leaving, taking, like moving forward, and not really knowing where you're going, but having that risk to set a new platform for yourself. 6 is all about wanting to expand.
Hey, so, Maddie K.
You know, you definitely want to expand in your routine, probably. Right.
So right here at the top of your reading, how you're being received, the mask that you're wearing is 3 of Wands. So you guys really feel like you want to take a great look at everything that you are trying to achieve and see if it's actually going en route, you know, according to plan. Is it TBD?
Is it?
Right. Is it TBD? What is it? Okay.
Okay, so you guys are in a waiting period right now as far as spirit is concerned, right? Some of you are wondering if this lover is going to come back. We'll see if the cards reveal if this lover is going to come back to you. It could be like a deep friend, or it could be your lover, definitely your lover, because I'm looking ahead and another card flipped over, which is the 2 of Swords. So I'm going to go ahead and show you these first 2 cards. Your rising, it looks like we're getting into a pyramid reading, which is Sun and Aries. Some of you might be even dealing with an Aries right now.
Right.
It is conjunct to you.
Right.
And then in your sun placement is Moon in Libra, right? Which opposes Aries. So what I'm getting from this right away is like, you know, your perspective right now is like your relationship or certain relationships that affect you. You're thinking about what's fair. You need to make some type of decision. Like there's a decision that literally has to be made like now in your present state. You need to do it. And then you're going to do it. And then after you do it, it's going to lead to this kind of other waiting period that's going on, right? But this is about the possibilities, right? Yes, this is about getting back to yourself. Maybe some of you are putting too much focus on someone. That's very possible. And you need to get back to, you know, yourself, or there's a need for intimacy. You have a real hunger for intimacy with someone in your life, someone that may have been there, may be there, have been there, could definitely be a Libra with Moon being in Libra, or an air sign, or just someone that you're in a relationship with. It could be an Aries.
Right. Some of you might have that rising sign, Aries.
And it could be somebody that not everybody knows about, even because this is at night. This is, you know, it's nighttime. It's like, you know, this is something you deal with on your own, right? This is like a quiet little, like, you know, maybe it's just a little hush-hush thing that it's only between the two of you, your connection, but you need to decide, you know, where you're going with this. That could be definitely possible. Or you have a strong need to, you know, there could definitely be like some type of understanding here, even. You know, some of you could be doing something, it could be secretive even, you know, or private. But there's like a need for a to feel balanced mentally with your efforts. There's like some type of choice. There's a little bit of conflict there. That's what I'm getting as you as being externally. Like that's where your awareness is, because that's the sun. So that's where your awareness is. So that's kind of how people might even be seeing you, be viewing you as somebody who is trying to make a certain decision about something. So that's obviously something that you've been speaking in your life to your friends or to your lover or even to yourself, doing mirror work.
I feel like you guys are waiting for someone to reveal something to you in order to make a decision, right? And right here underneath the deck, he said something about, I forget what the word is that he said, but you got the Fool underneath the bottom of the deck. So this is spirit right here. This is God. This is opportunity. That's what he said. Opportunity, right? Mm-hmm. So opportunity, right? Endless opportunity. Anything can happen here.
Yeah, that's God. That's spirit moving.
Anything.
That's purpose. That's the, you know what it is? Without this energy, nothing is really possible. It's like that. It's beyond the initiation.
Right.
It's the will. It's just the overall just, it's like we make decisions to do things in our lives, but we are already subconsciously formulating these things, or spirit God is already working in our lives because we have certain passions. We have certain colors that catch our eyes. We have certain temperatures and inflections of people's voices and tastes that make us who we are. And so this is that type of energy. You know, it's like when you're just going out there to do it. You know what I mean? Remember before you were like wounded and hurt by that person, or before you got burned or got your feelings hurt or lost this, that, or the other, or had this experience, you were just out there doing stuff, making choices, living life, right? Before you became overly cautious about every decision that you make, right?
Some of you are feeling very like fiery, right? Or people are seeing you as that. Or people are seeing you as a little bit, maybe a little bit impatient for things to sort of like move forward. And this could be in the realm of work. It could be in the realm of relationship, or this could just be you and the interpersonal relationship that you have in yourself, right? Because you are looking for some balance here. you're looking for balance so that you can actually feel strengthened in like the choices that you make. It's like some of you feel like you need the validation for the choices that you have made, but it's like you need the validation from like your life and like the happiness that your life is providing you, right? It's like if you feel like your life is providing you with happiness, which is the Fool,
right,
and love and hope, if you have all of those things, then you should be good, right?
It could also be like you could be daydreaming too much, spending too much time. Like the Fool could also be that.
Yeah.
You could be being foolish. You know, you could be just like spending a lot of time not being able to make this decision.
Right.
Whatever this decision is.
You're stuck in this place.
You know, where it's like, right. And, you know, it is talking about like you're going in to make this decision. Right. But, you know,
because both of these cards have a sense of like...
You might have to remove this blindfold. You know, there might be some type of other anticipation. We're going to get into the reading to see why this person is affecting you like this, or the situation. It could be just relationships in general, you know, because you could just be coming to a certain place in your life where you're reevaluating things and you're evaluating people and their worth. And like Venus is in Cancer. And Cancer is about self-evolution at the utmost. It's the soul. Even in their desire to love and be loved in return, it's really coming from this kind of like ability to evolve.
Right. Some of you are feeling grateful and some of you are feeling very positive about a decision that you made. Okay. So let's go into your emotions, your mood. Page of Pentacles. Okay. This is a change card, right? I told you. Some of you are feeling good about a choice you made.
This could be a person. Yeah. It could be. This could definitely be a person. A useful person. You know, a person that like is like has a gift maybe even for you, or is a gift to you.
Something to offer.
They might have something to offer. Maybe they're good at something, or they're just, you know, they bring some type of pleasure into your life.
Some of you could be getting proposed to. I'm just saying.
I mean, it's a very passionate card. He's cloaked in red, right? This could also be work related as well. This could be lessons in work. Just as a warning to some of you. I mean, some of you could be dealing with a Capricorn, something to do with the Capricorn at work.
Because that's double Earth right there.
Right. And this decision could be related to that. Or this could be like you're not being mature enough and looking at a certain earthly decision. It could be related to work or related to pleasures somehow. Some type of routine even, where, you know, there might be some lessons that need to be learned.
Some of you are Some of you are learning lessons over the choices that you've made. And it's like the choices that you made are almost like investments, right? So it's like you should be really just taking a great look at what you're actually able to achieve, right? It's like what you're able to create for yourself, what you're able to see as a way of your own expansion, right? Or you just reproducing something for yourself.
Right.
And, you know, it's very emotional when we start to think about like the things that we value and how we are valued to society. And it almost makes us feel a little bit anxious about what it is that we need to be doing, or what it is that we want to be doing, or how we want people to see us. Or, you know, it's like how you keep up with the Joneses, right? It's like everybody wants to have that latest phone. Everybody wants to have that newest car. Everybody wants to have, you know, whatever it is.
Are you feeling like
there's a lot of pressure
not necessarily being seen in something related to the earthly realm? It could be work. It could be the relationship. That could be the very conflict that you don't feel like you're being appreciated or seen, or just not getting the full-on manifestation of whatever that value is. And it could be because there are more lessons to be learned here, or somebody's not being mature. Somebody could stand to be more mature. Maybe they're being too flexible, and you need them to be more solidified. It's definitely that could be causing like a certain amount of angst here, because with the Pentacles, it is talking about over time, things that are done slowly with routines, progression even.
Right. Some of you are like...
But there could be like a panness there. Like there could be like a little bit of cake you need it too kind of thing. Maybe that's why, you know, there's like a lack of trust. Either you or this other person could be like cautious.
I feel like some of you are worried about your abilities, right? With this being in the moon position. You're like, there's like a little bit of like worry or anxiety on whether or not you're able to produce good work. You know? So it really is just about your confidence, right? Here.
Sun and Aries.
The faith
Think about Aries.
Yourself, right?
The difference between the difference between Aries and you is Aries is 1, right? And you're a 12. So think about it. Aries is that first initial spark, which we all need some of this, right? In order to get things done. It's just like that Aries is really so unapologetic about who they are. That's why the sun is exalted there, because it's just like, really, they're just like, man, it's me. But Pisces is so intuitive. Why are they so intuitive? Why are they so sympathetic? Why are they so touched by like dogs and kids and sob stories and like, you know, the stuff on like reality TV and this type of stuff? It's because they are an accumulation of all the signs. So they really can relate to anyone. You know, a lot of the times, Pisces really falls for the sob story, the sympathetic story, because, you know, even though their lives can be glamorous to a lot of people, they seem glamorous to a lot of people. Most Pisces have a deep pain that comes from childhood or from some type of experience that really has them aware of the delicacy of humanity or morality, and like what it means to create illusions, what it means to create an image that you want to project versus an image that people put on you. This is very like, Pisces is very aware of like becoming iconic, becoming their own person in that way. And maybe it's just a call for you to get back to that, with the sun being here, your sun sign being in Moon in Libra. It's like, you know, are you being fair to yourself even? Maybe there's like a return to yourself. Maybe you're putting too much energy into this situation, whatever it is. It could be an earthly situation of some kind or some type of routine that's very distracting to you. And you need to like, it's like, I'm getting like, you need to get back to a youthful place. Maybe you're just taking yourself too seriously these days, taking the relationship too seriously. Everything could be problematic, you know, when you get to that type of complacency.
That's kind of like you though, Pisces. You are always worried about something. It's like, you can't stop your emotional river from flowing like Gemini can't stop like the words from going, you know what I mean, and the thoughts from going. It's like constantly moving about, right? It's hard for you to control it because you're always changing. There's always a different emotion each second. And sometimes you guys can be a little bit petty with the way that you might hold on or attach to or focus your attention on a certain emotion that really is something that should come in and go out. You know what I mean? It's like you like hold on to it and you're like, oh, that came in.
That's why you can be seen as petty sometimes to other signs. They'll say that because you get fixed on an emotion, and the emotion, you can't let it go.
Right.
You know, you'll be like, but why did they do that?
Right.
But really, but what, you know, but they did that thing. Like, and when they did that, I did not like it. I didn't know.
With the mutable signs, it's kind of like, let it go. You know what I mean? Because it's like you guys will really like just travel about in a certain emotion, thought, action, or feeling, you know, or just like a process, actually.
And it's not that you can't like really let things go, because if somebody approaches you in the right way, you will let it go, but you don't like confrontation, so you don't make it easy for it to happen. It would have to be somebody who intuitively knew you were bothered and could come to you and approach you in a way where it could be progressive and they could get results where it wasn't offensive, right? Because you are fish in that way. And like I always say with the fish, what happens when you put your hand in the water, they scurry away. They scurry away right away. It's this kind of like, Pisces is not really one to necessarily be all about confrontation unless you have like some other strong, moon or rising aspects, like, if you had like maybe Scorpio or you had Sagittarius, or even maybe Taurus or Leo, then maybe you'll be a little bit more aggressive in that way.
Let's look at your past
what's going on in the past.
Ooh. You got the Hierophant.
Speaking of Taurus.
So, right, exactly. So you guys, you really need to just like focus on what you have, right? I feel like that's what has got you here because this is in your past position. You're thinking about things that you have, and it's like, when we all think about things that we have, we always realize what we don't have, right? So it's like when you get to this point of feeling like you really want something that you don't yet have, just think about the journey in getting there. It's not really focusing on that specific thing that you feel like you want that you don't have. It's really just about allowing yourself to enjoy what you do have. Because then that is going to allow certain opportunities to open up for you because your channels won't be clogged with the negativity that you're putting in them, towards just like fickle things and things that aren't really that important. Focus on the important things.
Yeah, some of you are having a really hard time. Some of you started a new job. So that happened. Congratulations with Taurus being here in your routine. Some of you just committed, got really committed, because this is about commitment, some type of change in your routine somehow. You could have moved. That could have been possible. You're a fish. You moved. Yeah. But there's some type of change of routine, possibly in the establishment, or maybe the routine's the same, or like the place is the same, but something changed about the order that you do things or something like that.
You guys may have like recently graduated and now you're wondering like what the hell to do.
Yeah, you could have definitely left an establishment of some sort or, just reestablished something that changes your routine. Like you're forming new emotions because of the routine change. This is something you already should know because it's in your past. So what is it? You tell me.
Exactly.
But it's there. It could be a Taurus male or female. There could be a Taurus in your life. It could be in relationship to your family or something financial that happened not that long ago. It's a major arcana thing, and it's the first major arcana card, really, other than the Fool at the bottom. So it should come right to your mind. Or some of you are really having issues with commitment. That's definitely with the Moon and Libra there. And there's like either you're not looking at it maturely or you're worried that they're not looking at it maturely. There may even be like like I said before, something about trust. Some of you are really worried. You're feeling like there's some type of risk. Like I'm getting like there's like a risk involved somehow. I don't know what that's about with love or with work.
Well, there's always a risk with
There's always a risk with love. Choices, you take a chance. That's why they call it. I was just talking about this. They call it taking a chance on love or taking a risk on chance on love because it is every time. You're not going to know, right? You really aren't going to know until you're in it. Right. Right?
Absolutely. So now let's look at what your present energy is giving you. Okay, Mercury in Aquarius. It came out again. So this is really about letting things go, right? Moving on.
We were just talking about this at the beginning. Here it is.
You really do need to learn how to let things go because for you, it's going to bring you a little bit less stress, right? You guys don't deal well with stress because stress is already some kind of like fast moving energy that's zigzagging all over the place, right? And you guys are mutable, so you're already there. So once you get something in there that you can play with, ping pong, it's going to get crazy. So this is the energy that you guys need to practice right now, which is moving on from things that are actually conflicts to you that aren't really conflicts to anyone else.
Yeah. What are you planning? Are you planning something? Are you going somewhere with your spouse even or with your lover? Do you want to move in together? Do you want to take a trip together? Do you want to move somewhere? Maybe you're planning to move somewhere together or you are like thinking about the possibility of something that you can't see. Mm-hmm. You've got your mind fixed on it.
Some of you are moving on.
You see the clouds in the background, but you can't see it. But these people are really passionate about where they're going, right? They're really passionate about where they're going. And they're looking at the swords that have caused them, you know, the swords are almost like a fortress too. It's like the thoughts in front, just in case, you know, someone wants to throw something or attack something. The swords are there to block. It's like a shield in this card almost. It's like your mind, Aquarius, is so focused in your communication about what it is that you really want to create, or what you really is that you really want. Or you could be just being really stubborn about certain communications. Some of you are really advancing, like as far as work is concerned, though, which is good.
Look at the emotion and the body language of the person in front of the, you know, the boat mover, whatever you want to call him. What is he?
The ferryman?
The gondolier.
The gondolier?
Not quite a gondolier, but
Karen?
We'll call him
taking
that.
You through the underworld?
The paddler. Okay, this person looks like they have been through a lot, right? But look at his focus. It's outward. It's onward. And it's focused towards more of like the light in the picture, right? That upper corner. So there's something better ahead of you. And I feel like you guys, yes, coming into that spirituality, Aquarius is a very spiritual energy, right?
Which you know.
You know that, right? Exactly. You can get there. They're right next to you. You know, you guys are adjacent to each other. So really think about what it means for you to feel better about things and how you can get there.
Maybe you're not communicating your thoughts well enough, too. Mm-hmm. You know, it could be like calling attention to how you process information. Right. You know, how, you know, it's like, don't look to be offended unless, you know what I mean?
Right.
Don't go for the worst thing, or, you know, don't keep your mind fixed on this one thing. Maybe you have to communicate. Right. And that could all be shadow work that you have to do from past relationships, past situations. You are water. You will hold it. Right. You have to release things. You know what I mean?
Right. This is like getting someone else's take on a hard situation that you're dealing with, right? And it's almost like that helpful take. It's like a complete difference in the Five of Swords, right? It's like, you just want to be on the offense with me. We can't agree on anything. You know what I mean? It's that type of thing. But this energy is like, okay, yes, let's work together to figure out a way that this can be better. And this is Mercury, so it's the thought process, you know, in Aquarius, which is another high thought process. It's in an airy placement. So it's like the consideration is very high, and there's a lot of consideration that goes on with this. And that's the maturity of Aquarius. They can really reconsider things in a very mature way, right? Because it's after Libra, so it's they already know how to sort of balance things out because they've got a little bit of that too. But it's really about how you see a situation. Remember, it's like, if you change the way you look at things, the things you look at change, or something. That's how they say it. But it's like changing your perspective, and it's through information that you actually are pulling in and making useful to you. It's not just kind of like going through the thoughts for nothing, you know?
Yeah, it's like that. The molecule analogy I always like to talk about, you know, the scientific study. I can't even remember the name of it right now, but you can actually Google it. It's out there. But when they did the molecular study of water, and they did the study of, like, they talked to the water and they said positive things. They meditated on the water and they put positive energy into the water and told the water it was beautiful and all this, that, and the other. And then they scientifically, microscopically looked at the molecules of the water, and it was symmetrical. They were snowflakes. The symmetry was beautiful.
Right.
And then they did the same thing with a separate pool of water, and they said negative things to it, like just anger, wrath, just negative verbal, like verbally manifesting the verbal negative energy into the water. And then they microscopically looked at the molecules, and the molecules were deformed molecules. Right. They were not crystallized molecules. What did we learn from that situation? Right. That what the energy that you're putting out there, receptive. Right, water is so receptive, but the energy that you're putting out there is what is creating your reality. And the people around you, because we've learned recently that energy can be passed on from one being to another. So you literally can be around somebody with bad energy and then start feeling bad. You know, it's definitely possible, especially as Pisces. It's true.
Right. Absolutely. Okay. And people feel that way around you too. So let's not get it twisted, because that's another thing with mutable signs, right? It's like you are vibrating so much in whatever way you do that other people definitely feel it. They're affected by it. So sometimes you can be a little bit exhausting, right? Virgos, Gemini, Sagittarius, Pisces. It's true. And we have all of those placements. Well, not all of them, but we have some combination of them. So we get it. Have a lot of Sag mutable, and my Mars and my Mercury are in Virgo. I don't have any Pisces.
There's a constant continuum that's happening with the mutable energy. Right. It's very flexible. It's easily changeable. Mm-hmm. It's easily affected. You know, especially with Pisces, it's like, you know, your emotions are really, but you really kind of have mastered how to still be out in things. That's one thing I will give credit to Pisces for over a lot of the other signs, water signs. Because Cancer can really become like a hermit because they're so sensitive too. Right. And they really just, they end up procrastinating or have a harder time, even though when they actually do things, they're that surprise a lot of the times, but it's harder for them. Scorpio does have Mars there, so it drives them, and they're full of that scorn that makes them want to challenge themselves. So they kind of get out there and do it, but it's in a way that's usually career orientated that kind of focuses on it. Whereas with Pisces eventually can get to that place where they just go with their will, and they create a world for themselves with the relationships that they form, whether they realize that they're doing it or not, consciously or subconsciously. That's why it's very important who you spend your time with and your energy with. As water signs, you guys are super receptive to all people.
Your immediate influence is the King of Swords. Fixed air. That's Aquarius. It could be Libra or Gemini. But then it's an Aquarius card right on top of an Aquarius card. So it's really saying it's Aquarius. Right? So it's like you're changing your perspectives. That's what the challenge is. That's what we're just talking about. Allowing yourself to change your perspective.
Maybe you've been really stubborn. That's the challenge. So maybe you've been really fixed in your mind on something.
Right.
Maybe just really sure it was this thing. It could be someone too. It could be like, because there's a lot of that here as well. It could be your lover. It could be definitely a person.
Sometimes you'll fool yourself with your own thoughts, right?
Or a male even in your life. Yeah.
I believe. Sometimes we do that.
So but this is being firm but tolerant. This is like, can you be firm but tolerant? Can you think your thoughts and still allow other things to come in and be flexible and unoffended when somebody decides not to agree and do things the way that you want it to be done? Especially this Libra in your life, if there is a Libra there, because there is a Libra challenging you and guiding you making a decision. It definitely looks like that's possible with Moon and Libra here. Or just someone challenging your commitments somehow, or the idea of commitment for you is being challenged somehow. Maybe you're getting to that place now where you're feeling some pressures even, and you're like, maybe I should make a decision with something, you know, because of the time. You're thinking about the time versus the maturity. You could even be thinking, is your spouse mature enough over a period of time, you know?
Let's look at your future card. Oh, this looks good. You guys have the 6.
Oh, Libra has feelings for you, but you don't want them. Then you got to communicate, you know. You got to communicate.
6 of Wands. This is a very victorious card. So some of you are really going somewhere where you can expect something like a surprise, right? And it's a good feeling, too. This could actually be being in that relationship with someone and having your communication work out well and being able to celebrate each other and the things that you offer to each other. It's balancing. It's, you know, of the heart. It aligns with the heart chakra, you know? So it's like, how can you bring some joy to your heart? This is kind of what I feel like it's saying. Right? And it's like changing those perspectives, because you really want to be able to open yourself up to happiness, right? When you're closed off to happiness when you're focused on like depression, negative things. I told a Pisces recently, I want you to go 24 hours without saying something negative. And they kind of like joked about it because I felt like they probably didn't think they could do it.
But it could definitely about perspective.
Right.
I mean, the future here, the Six of Wands here, this is one of two things. It's like some of you could be just getting back to yourself,
right,
and the feeling of your own interest. Maybe you're becoming single again, or you just have more time for yourself. Maybe you're just getting back to a place where you're realizing you're weighing out the amount of mental effort that you were putting into a relationship or a job even versus your own will. And you're starting to think about expanding ways yourself to make yourself feel good, right? With Venus being in Cancer. Now, the challenge is like the balance there, because Aquarius is opposing your future, which is like you focusing on yourself and your own will. So for some of you, you don't want this relationship. And like you were saying, I was reading some of the comments, you don't want this relationship with this Libra. So if you don't want this relationship, Kendra will be right back. If you don't want this relationship with this Libra, then just go ahead and let them know that so you can free your mind up. That's the thing. Whatever this thing is like really kind of got you going, you know? So you're thinking, and this also could mean for some people, if you're in a relationship with someone, this could also be like a marriage card, especially with these two cards together, right? Because this is the Lord of Victory. And this is expansion of the heart. This is Leo and this is Taurus. So both of these are fixed cards, right? And then Aquarius is in the middle, also fixed, right? So a lot of this is like unchanging. This is not flexible, even though you guys are super flexible because you're Pisces. All you want to do is go with the flow, really. A lot of the time, you don't really want to like fight, even though you kind of like it when exciting things happen, like dramatic things happen. You'd be like, oh my gosh, tell me what happened. But you're not necessarily the one to be in somebody's face because you're already so, you're already so sensitive to emotion. So it's not really something that you're gung-ho about, right? But in this case, it's saying this is Jupiter. And this is Jupiter in Leo. So Jupiter, what does he do? He expands. Now, for some of you, especially if you're female and you study Vedic, Jupiter is the husband. So this could definitely be talking about, you meeting a Leo or, just whoever you're dating. Maybe you don't think it's as serious, but it's the potential for it to be serious and take off into this new platform in your relationship. It's definitely possible. My Jupiter is in Leo. Well, there you go. Because Leo is all about the heart. And it's all about expanding the heart, right? What does Leo want? It wants to live out its dreams, of course, and more. It wants to be lavish and excessive and aware, but it also wants to have family and children and legacy, right? So those are kind of like the themes. And it's saying that in the future, those things are going to be opening up for you even more. And with Jupiter being in Scorpio, which is the only other fixed sign that did not show itself within this row, because you have Taurus in the past, Aquarius in the present, and Leo in the future fixed. Jupiter is in Scorpio, so it's already expanding all of those deep feelings. Some of you have been having some really deep dreams, and you've been feeling really nostalgic about like things that may have been long since past. And those things are coming back up into your life right now so you can look at it. So you can do the shadow work, so you can evolve and rewrite and construct. Because remember, that Emperor came out when we were shuffling as a theme in the beginning, so that you can construct the will of whatever it is you really desire. Don't let situations and people keep you trapped. Don't let the subconscious and the fear of the unknown keep you trapped from making decisions. Get back to the Aries place where you're willing to expand and take a risk with the Fool. Take a risk.
Right.
Okay?
Are you guys ready for your anxieties?
What are they? You already know what they are. What are they?
What are your anxieties?
Okay.
What are they? Guess. Someone. Come on. Kiss.
Yes. What are they? Let's just
pray.
The suspense. Drum roll. What are they?
Ooh. Dun, dun.
The new love, the new situation, the new possibility. Once you make the choice to sail off and do whatever it is that you've been thinking about doing, then what? All the possibilities of that happening, then what?
This is saying your true feelings are your anxieties.
Right.
Okay. Really?
All the feelings, really. Because the Ace of Cups is like literally could really be as a Pisces, it really could be just the idea of all the possibilities once you make the choice. Whatever it is that you need to decide.
This is right. This is an intuitive card. This is one of emotional abundance, actually, in a good way. But then it's also that the inspiration of love and feelings, right? You communicate your feelings to people, right? When you communicate your feelings to people, things happen. Right. You know, things get manifested, right? It's like all the elements working together. And this is like all the possibilities of whatever water means to you. Whether you love someone, whether you feel like you're being more spiritual because of your connection with your emotions and spirit, whether or not you feel like you've been crying a lot lately and that's been making you feel better. It's cleansing.
Release.
Water is cleansing. And some of you guys need to cleanse because of your anxiety.
Right. And I don't think you give yourself enough credit, Pisces, sometimes. You know, you guys are really strong. And, you know, people don't know those deeper things of why it makes you so sympathetic and why you're so sensitive to other people. It's because you really do know about quietly suffering or waiting or you know, or holding, like all of this transformative energy. Also in the subconscious, you know, you're very aware of how other people's decisions affect other people.
Right.
And maybe so much so, maybe like too aware.
Right.
You know, like so aware that it's like hard to like make decisions sometimes.
You need to be making decisions. You need to be a little bit more in tune with your own emotions. And I know that's so crazy for me to even be saying to a Pisces. But you guys are mutable, right?
Because you're in tune with how you feel, but it's like in relationship to how people
it's
are going to be affected by how you feel.
By how you feel. So it's like you project your feelings onto people through the way of expressing your own emotions. But it's like you're not really expressing the exact emotion that you want to be. It's like you're not able to convey it. But they can tell that you're feeling something, right? This is you getting in tune with your own emotions. Please do it.
Mm-hmm.
You know what I mean? Because it's like we love to have an idyllic life and for things to look like everything's great and beautiful, and things are. But it's like you also have to remember what Scorpio taught you, because this is water. This is Cancer and Scorpio, right? And then it gets to you too. Mainly Cancer. What is the inspiration of feeling?
Right.
I express my feelings to people. I feel something first. I acknowledge them. And then if I feel like I need to express that, the Two of Cups, I do that. When I express it through the Two of Cups, then we both have an understanding for what the possibilities are within the relationship of what we're creating.
Some of you are wondering if this person is going to come back. They're going to come back and you're going to get married or you're going to lock it down. Okay, look, they're going to come back. And you're going to be more serious this time than you've ever been. That's definitely for some people out there. I'm definitely seeing that. You were playing games before, and some of you are sorry about it. And it's good because, you know, there are lessons to be learned from this. And the possibility of expanding with this person, you know, is definitely possible. It's definitely possible here with the Six of Wands card. Now, for some of you, it's business related and you've got an idea and you've had it for a while And it's definitely going to bring in, like, it's definitely the time to give birth to this thing, to go ahead and take off on it. Maybe you need to be more communicative, and you've been scared to, like, you've been scared to convey this idea or communicate this idea, you know, maybe because you're afraid that either somebody's going to take it, or like there could be even something to do with paperwork and logistics, or even like real estate somehow. But it's saying whatever that little battle is, it's like you're going to overcome it. You're going to overcome it. And, you know, you're going to be like, actually, like, people are going to like see you like kind of moving on. They might actually still be standing still. There might be even you might really get some recognition for it, or for whatever it is that you're really good at. With the 6 of Wands being there, making you feel really spirited and feeling really accomplished at something. Or it's like, you know, even in this situation with the love kind of situation, because then this is like 9 of Wands, if you think about the 6 and the 3 together, which would be Moon and Sagittarius, which would be you again, looking, waiting for something.
You just realized something during this full moon in Sagittarius, and it's like you realize something along the way. It's like the journey that you've been on and where you were around the full moon in Sagittarius, and the energy that was working for you at that time caused you to realize something. And that's what Sagittarius loves, that energy, the realization of learning something new through expansion. Listen, when you look towards the constellation of Sagittarius, you are looking in the direction of the center of the Milky Way. Think about what that means. That means that you are literally seeing where you exist within the universe, the center of it. Mm-hmm. And that's an expansive feeling, right? Sagittarius. Mm-hmm. So you guys need to really cleanse yourself in whatever way that's good for you. If you go to the gym, go to the gym. If you're doing yoga, do yoga.
Some of you are battling forgiveness. Yeah, there's like a battle of forgiveness maybe. There could have been issues with work, someone that you didn't trust at work and something that happened at work. Or it could be the partner, you or the partner was unfaithful in some type of way, or it's something to do with infidelities that's bothering your mind. Maybe you didn't really tell the truth, or they didn't really tell the truth. You could even be holding some information that is affecting you, and you're wondering what's going to happen once you release that, right? Or there's like a new way to look at this, because it's like this is new love coming in and the anxieties of new love coming in. But it's like, I'm getting that maybe it's not like it's not a new person necessarily.
Some of you,
it's just like new love. It's like a new feeling of coming. You know what I mean? You could be feeling newly passionate, possibly with a work idea or a group, or like literally with your lover somehow. Maybe it was just like you were being really stubborn. They were being really stubborn. There was trust issues. And now somehow you're having anxieties over trusting them again, starting anew.
Within this being in the anxieties is almost like you feel like you missed out on an opportunity, right? For some of you. Or you may have like done something that stripped someone else of their opportunity. I don't know. But I feel like some of you feel like you missed out on an opportunity here, or some of you want an opportunity, right? You want an opportunity for something that's going to fulfill you emotionally. Let's look at what your will is saying. This is your Mars. Bam.
Okay.
There you go.
Okay, Mars, which is your Mars. So what are you hungry for right now?
Mars in Cancer.
You're hungry to share your emotions. You're hungry to evolve inside. You're hungry to love and be loved in return. You're hungry to be nurtured by someone. You're hungry to feel real trust and connection with someone, right? You're hungry to like share emotions deeply, which you always are.
Right. This is a card of like really going into like celebrating the good things about life, right? This is the Empress. So she just exists. These are the things that are already there that you can celebrate. It's like people that you love, things that you love, things that you do that you love, creating things. It's a very cardinal energy, you see, because it's Mars, which is Aries, and then it's Cancer, which is also cardinal. So it's like the initiative to actually celebrate things that are just there for you to celebrate. Not anything that you can achieve. Maybe your achievements already that are there, but it's taking a look at what is present right now.
You are doing something. You're doing, this is Mars. So this is like you doing it. You have a hunger to do it. You have a hunger somehow to emotionally feel intertwined, or maybe even to improve at work. I mean, at home. This is home life related, or family related, or mother related. And maybe you're putting more aggression to possibly solving a situation with your mother, or like, especially if like you live at home with your mother or something like that, or she's close around the home, or there's healing from the past, from decisions. That could be something. Or like there's a Cancer in your life, which is definitely possible for a lot of you because you're Pisces, and you want to put more aggression into that relationship with that Cancer. You're literally thinking about that Cancer, and there's been some decisions that you need to make in regards to them. Some of you are moving and you want to move. You know, and there's a lot to do with like maybe you've just had this routine and this establishment that has been going on this way. And there's a lot of fear and anxiety over like you and your mate making these changes for the future. But it's saying, Lord of Victory in the future, that this is good. These are good things. This is not bad. This is good. Get out of your own way, Pisces. Move out of the way. Let it go. Flow with it, right?
That's his advice. And here are the cards' advice.
Okay. Right.
5 of
You can't be looking at those spilled cups in the past.
This is getting out of your own way by literally turning around and going to this, right? That understanding, the sharing, right? This person isn't sharing anything right now. They're sharing something with themselves, but it's like very negative, right?
Put aggression into those deep things that you're feeling. Right? It's like this feeling of anxiety, now that this card has revealed itself, okay? That makes 6 as well. So it's definitely telling you to share your feelings, right? Some of you have been really stubborn in your mind, Mercury and Aquarius.
This is This is talking about the ability to share your emotions that are the dark ones, the heavy ones, right? That's how you're going to be able to cleanse yourself, right?
Then you'd be balanced because it'd be 3 cups and 3 cups.
Yeah, exactly. You just need to express that. And it's to yourself too. Right. Get out of your own way by getting out of this obstacle, right?
Do it.
This card right here
gonna do it.
Is an emotional obstacle.
Y'all do it.
Created by you.
Do it.
Turn around. Walk the other way. And on your way the other way, pick those 2 cups up.
First of all, it's gone. Okay, the liquid spilt out. Okay, Pisces, the liquid is spilt. Those things happen. And you need to stop looking at it. Right? Now, if you want the cup, pick the cup up and go. Wash the cup out and go. Because you cannot spend, now on another aspect, because there are a lot of different Pisces we're talking to. Some of you, there's a Scorpio in your life and you need to stop fucking around. Okay? Right? Because maybe that Scorpio is really good for you and can go to that place with you, and you understand that Scorpio, and you guys are naturally compatible, and you need to just go ahead and put the aggression into that Scorpio. That's another message for somebody else. There could be a Mars or Scorpio, a Cancer, Cancer or a Scorpio connection going on there. But the wheel is saying, look at the emotional loss for whatever reason. For those of you who are leaving the situation, who are not coupled, look at the situation and the emotional loss for what it is so that you can get to the place in yourself. Both of these cards are really talking about feeling good inside yourself. Now, it could be because the relationship finally attained itself, like for other Pisces out there. You got to this place in your relationship, and that's great, but it's still a feeling of self. Right? It's still a balance of like doing work inside of yourself. That partner is not just doing that for you. It's about nurturing yourself and doing things for yourself. Absolutely. Okay?
That's why you got the Ace of Cups there. Let's look at your outcome. Wow.
Oh.
I said the 2 of Cups were behind you.
I've been talking about Venus and Cancer the whole freaking reading.
Didn't I just say that? We just say that.
The whole bottom row is Cups.
You got the 5 of Cups right before, right? This is what's so crazy. You got the 5 of Cups, and I was like, turn around and pick up the 2 of Cups. That's Venus in Cancer. And then what did you get next? The 2 of Cups. It's the 2 cups that are on the table behind you. So you really do need to turn around and acknowledge what is left from the carnage and the wreckage, whatever that is.
Wow.
You know? It's like you can actually start anew. That's what this Ace of Cups is saying. But it's like only if you let go of the past hurt and the past scorn, Mars and Scorpio, right?
I know.
Let go of that, right? Let go of the passive aggressive, vengeful behavior, right? Because it's like, how can you be passive aggressive and vengeful at the same time? Well, it's kind of like doing things that you know are like not really that cool, right? And you know that they
or to get a reaction,
right? Exactly. You know that they'll affect someone, but then you feel like this, right? When you really want to feel like this. But then you can't even see this because
or at least
you're
like this. You want to at least feel like this,
right?
Okay.
And this is the 5 of Cups here, right?
Right.
That bam. It's like still it's like reiterating the 5 of Cups energy for us indirectly.
A lot of this is like old lovers. Stop blaming that. You know, this is a situation that a lot of water signs will do. You cannot bring in this past situation into this new relationship. First of all, that's for some Pisces out there. This is a different person, and you cannot be punishing. You know, you can't be punishing this new person for somebody else's thing, because we do, as water signs, learn a lot from the past, and we assess from the past. So we don't realize it, but a lot of the times those pains and those hurts, this person who has helped us express ourselves and heal ourselves in this way, we also put our shit on them. And we're like, you know me like this, so da 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 da. And then the expectation is much higher, and you don't realize that you're doing it, but you are, and you have to be fair. Now, some of you are getting back to a deeper part of yourself. That's what this card is about. It's not just about some relationship with someone else.
Right.
It's like it's Venus in Cancer.
That's why it's
Cancer is going in on itself, the 69 and the 69.
This one right here. It's bookended.
Right. So it's like really doing the work for yourself.
One side,
but literally above all else, you know, it's really about a relationship with someone.
And it's funny that he's saying that, because this is like, bam, the realization that I have emotions and that I need to take care of them. Bam.
It's really talking about,
how am I understanding this?
Are you not being mature in things, in your routines, and in your time with this person?
Right.
The time that you spend with this person? Are you learning the lessons that Saturn has? Because this is how you feel. Are they not giving you enough of their time, and you're not really expressing that? It's bothering you. Something about the scheduling, something about the earthly pleasures that's like got you feeling like
the earthly pleasures.
They're not giving you enough of something that you want.
Some of you are worried that someone won't provide enough, right? It's almost like they're like
do they not have enough money or something for your lifestyle?
This person is on a journey to getting that, because it's double earth, honey, first of all. So there's things to be had, things to be collected, coins to be stacked. But they have to learn something first. Maybe they have to go through some sort of like karmic. I just spilled my water like I told us not to do, but it's just water. Some of us, you know, we have these karmic debts that we have to pay attention to and we have to move through. And other people might not understand that because it's not their journey. Right. It's not really meant for them to understand. I get so tired of people trying to make people or consider or you know, influence people to do things that they don't want to do just because they think it might be better for them when they're not really as happy themselves.
Some of you are definitely like moving into a relationship with someone. If you're single, you're not going to be for very long.
Right before that.
And if you are in a relationship, it could be definitely start to get like more impassioned. This is the outcome. This is the final result, which is the sharing of the mind and the heart. Venus in Cancer. Cancer is I feel. Venus is the love and attraction. So this is beautiful regardless. Right. This is a beautiful, beautiful card to have during Sun and Gemini June reading for you. So you're really like, this is, if you're in a relationship, really appreciate your relationship with your partner. And really, that's going to make you feel so good, Pisces, basically. Like you're going to get all the satisfaction that you want out of the situation. And the scope of the possibility is there. if you want to really have something more serious with this person, just communicate it. Stop like not communicating that, also, your will of your heart.
Also, another thing for you guys, it's really easy for us to heavily acknowledge or consider what role someone else has played. You have to also consider the role that you play. Okay? That's coming from a Libra, the Libra rising.
Mm-hmm. And a lot of Libra is here for advice for you guys. And then just as simple for some of you, there definitely is a fire sign in the future. I mean, you could be definitely thinking about a Leo too, and just like missing the time or something with the Leo. That's definitely possible. Right. If you're thinking of someone coming back, that's possible. Right. It could be a fire sign coming back.
Some of you might have Jupiter in Leo. Mm-hmm. Some of you might be a Leo rising or a Leo moon. Mm-hmm.
You know? Like some of you are just wanting to get back time to some like good times. Like you want to be a host again, or you want people to come over, or you want to go out with your friends and like you really want to create more memories.
Right. You like that. You're kind of like a Gemini, but in the realm of emotions. It's like when you go out and you have these emotional experiences that fulfill you with other people, then that kind of like brings you like some sort of like satisfaction, right? Because it's like, oh, we're sharing this experience and we're all like, you know, there's like a simpatico that's going on there. It's like you all are having the same enjoyable experience that you can relate to. So I feel like, you know, Pisces is a beautiful energy. I take really kindly to Pisces and they to me.
Wow, Pisces.
And you just got a Libra card and a Pisces card.
Bottom of the deck.
For clarification.
Positive movement forward, which is the Eight of Wands, which is giving you Mercury and Sagittarius.
Right.
Some of you are moving.
Right.
Some of you are setting sail with your desires, right? Whatever it is that your mind has been focused on can actually happen if you have the endurance to hang in there, especially if this is like a person. This is also communications of passions. Be careful. Don't say hurtful things. Don't allow people to say hurtful things to you.
Right.
Then it's time to move on. Remember what I said about the environments that you keep yourself in.
And don't just carelessly throw things out there for people to hear if you don't want that reaction that you're getting from them.
These are Pisces cards right here. Fulfillment of wishes. So it's possible to have what you desire in your relationship. If you're in a relationship and you're not necessarily completely physically satisfied with the time, the constraints, the routines, whatever it is that you're worried it's going to affect your relationship, so you're not communicating it. That's not fair to you or your partner. So communicate and be honest with yourself. Because one of the deepest desires of Pisces is to have a soulmate. Right. Even though they'll try to pretend like they just want to go out and have fun and have all of these experiences, they very much want to come home to someone who loves them deeply. The fulfillment of those wishes is possible if you're not experiencing that during this time. It's also about balance. If you have a wish that's related to an idea, it can become something. It can be manifested for you during this period of time.
You know, Pisces, I just want you guys to know, and this is for every Pisces, you guys have a really beautiful energy and people really do enjoy you. It's just like, you know, don't worry about so many things all the time. You know, just like exist like the threes teach us to, and really appreciate the energy that you are able to receive from other people and the energy that you're able to project onto other people in a way that you can learn from it together.
Right. This card, Libra.
Right.
Libra again. Justice. Justice again. It's a funny story with this card. I remember when I was looking for this, I didn't know that I was going to get a tarot deck that day. I had actually had some. This is the Psychic Tarot. And I'll even show you guys the cover to the Psychic Tarot. Psychic Tarot. Right? I was like shopping. It might have even been my birthday. And I saw this card. This card is on the back.
Libra.
And I was just so, sorry, let's turn it around. I was just so drawn, you see it there? So drawn to this card. Like, it was just so freaking beautiful. Like, I was like, this card. Like, he's so angelic. The 11, I have Gemini rising. So 11 for me, I see 11 all the time. I've seen it for many years since I lost my friend in college to a death. And it's just appeared, and it's just constantly been there for like 12, 13 years of my life. And this card was there. And so I bought the tarot. So just that, I said all of that to say, because it was a subconscious decision that I made, right? And Pisces, you rule the subconscious, right? So your intuition is very strong. And if you're going against your intuition, which you do so often because you think about the possibilities and the choices of other people so much, that then you're really starting to get into the detriment. Then you start to fall into illusion. So this is all about justice, balance, and what's fair. So I definitely think cultivate that now in your relationships in general, because you are thinking about what's fair in your relationship. And you do have a need for intimacy. Some of you are just not satisfied. Maybe the passion is there, but you're not emotionally satisfied somehow. Right. It might not be your lover. It might be a family member or something at work, but you need to fix this part of yourself because it's kind of a void there that needs to be filled.
It's like, I feel like this thing that, Dale will say is like, forgive me for that hurtful but accurate thing I said. I always...
Sagittarius.
I will always say this phrase, which I think it is my one regret in life is, and now this is Neptune being in your sign, because this is the whole energy of what the video is around, is that I wish I would have been happy when I had the opportunity to be. And some of you are in your happiness right now, but you're just not able to see it.
Right. It's like, don't get focused. Don't get swept away with the little details. Kind of look at the big, like you kind of have to make yourself a little denser, which is something that you could learn from Scorpio, because you are kind of on the surface of the water. I mean, you are the water. You're everywhere. You're down in it and up in it. But it's like, there's so many experiences.
Right. You're like the fish that
you have to get back to the place of what it is that you truly want. And then go for it. Because a lot of the times you are aware, but you don't go for it. You don't necessarily, unless there are other aspects there. A lot of the times you allow things to kind of glaze over or hold you back. So maybe really set sail.
Part of that is you holding you back.
Set sail with this desire or this commitment, whatever it is, the commitment that you want, right? The mercy, the kindness is possible.
Some of you have always wanted that dream job or had your own company.
Or person.
It's a dream person, right? Exactly. Some of you may have even found that person. It could be your soulmate. You know what I mean? Some of you probably...
This is definitely dealing with soulmate work, with the fulfillment of wishes from the Psychic Tarot.
Right, the Fool.
And the Justice card being there.
That energy.
Right.
With the Hierophant and the Ace of Cups, honey.
Yeah.
Shoot.
So go ahead and go with the emotional loss, because on the other side of this emotional loss, whatever it is, it could have been something that you did that you don't want to forgive yourself for, or the other person, or it's just about shedding it all together and starting anew so that you can get to this place and this place. Right, because you've got actually a really positive future ahead. So if you're in a bad spot right now, just keep going. Like, what is the saying when you're going through hell? Just keep going.
Right.
You know what I mean?
You're going to stop and stay
going.
there?
Right. So you can get out of it.
I'm not going to stay there.
Right.
All right, you guys.
Pisces.
We're going to leave you, and we love you guys, but we got real with you today, and we will get real with signs.
Yeah, and Saturn is at work. He will slow you guys down. You don't like to get slowed down. I know you want to go with the flow. You don't want to feel restricted, but you want to feel safe. So there's these two things happening.
There's not a lot of mutable energy going on right now, except from the sun.
You're welcome. You're welcome, guys.
Except for the sun and Mercury being in Gemini. So go ahead and practice those healthy communications.
There's a lot of fixed stuff going on here. So these are deeper things at play. Structures like work, your body, your committed relationships, your family, your deeper emotions that have been there since childhood. These are the types of things that are your mind might even be on right now just because Jupiter is in Scorpio. So I hope that you're looking at it and not not listening to your dreams, not listening to your feelings, because you're really intuitive right now with Neptune and Pisces. It's how could you? Ignore it.
With Jupiter being in Scorpio, we're all experiencing a reveal, right? And it's a reveal of self too, because it's just like, you know, Jupiter is there, just exercising that Scorpio energy. And right now we're in a retrograde. So some things may not be very clear to you. You know what I mean? Some things may be confusing, or you may feel like you're being like cheated, or you might feel like your sex life is on the fritz or something like that. But this energy is going to, you know, move on come like early mid-July, I think. Okay, so once Jupiter starts to go direct into Scorpio, then some things will be revealed on a, you know, on a more definite or a more definitive way. You'll know a little bit more. You'll be definitely fixed in your understanding on how things are. You'll be like, oh, okay, so this is this and that is that. Some of you will actually undergo some great transformations. You know, some people are getting married. Some people are having kids. Some people are even starting their own businesses. You know what I mean? It's like there is major transformation happening for everyone individually in their own way. And if you know how it is that you want to transform, you can exercise this energy that Jupiter is in right now. Especially if you know what house it is for you. Yes.
Okay. Go on and do it. You think you're ready, but you're not. Think you're ready, but
don't make us dance for
okay.
Because we might do that one day and show you guys a little something. Maybe we'll
I ain't ready.
Something,
but we like would do it for Pisces
outside, and we'll show y'all what we can do.
You know, we dabble. You know.
Right. Like for real.
Okay. Now, we are professional dancers, and one day we will entertain you. But this isn't that channel. This is the channel to help your soul. But yes, dancing and performing could help your soul. You know, I have a degree in contemporary dance. Kendrick went to Juilliard. We will dance for you.
Alicia, go show. All right, y'all.
All right, we gotta go.
We're gonna have some.
You guys are fun. Love you.
Bye, Pisces.
Bye.